everyone, Gilman with Live Wealthy, back with our daily Apple update video where we take a look at how Apple stock traded today, the channel that I've been talking about for a little while now and how it's doing kind of within that channel, and then other key support and resistance levels to look out for. So real quickly, if you enjoy this, hit that like button, subscribe to my channel if you are new, and drop a comment down below if you are in Apple or what your thoughts on Apple are. So let me hit record on my laptop and we'll get right into it. Hitting the one-day chart, what we see is, let me rewind just a little bit and let's take a look at kind of how we traded yesterday. So there's some channels that we've been looking at, right? And those are the 117, actually 4 channels, the 113, 117, 119, and then 121.50. So yesterday when I made the video, I talked about how we were kind of under the 117 channel and how I was hoping that we could push towards it and hopefully break into it. So that was yesterday. We ended in the 116s, and then moving over to today, we opened up here. Sure enough, we were in the channel in the 117s, and then we went down to the 116.44, and then we sort of rallied, right? So let me zoom in just a little bit so we can get a better understanding of what was happening. But we pushed up from here, and then we saw a little bit of a reversal right there. We came down, hit VWAP, and bounced off of VWAP, right? So I've talked about this multiple times, but if you're above it and you came down to VWAP, and bounced from it, that's a positive sign. Stock's strong, it doesn't want to sell off. We go, kind of trade sideways for a little bit, push, and then we make another move towards VWAP. Don't touch it, go up, VWAP. And then from that point on, right, we were kind of up, pushing towards that 119 line that I have drawn. And so we go up, right? And I'm going to zoom in here, kind of. What we'll see is, so each of these candles, this is a 1-minute chart. So each of these candles, it represents 1 minute. But what we'll see here is we push up against 119, right? But we don't quite break it, right? We're hitting up against it. We do break it for 2 minutes. And then we were down again and, kind of trading sideways, and then we make another push, and that time, we were able to make through, go up to 119.48, and then we come right back down to test this 119 level, which now should hold as support, right? Before it was resistance because we were under it. Now it's going to hold, it should hold theoretically as support. So we test that, go up, come down, and then we go back up. This time we go to 119.50. Before we were in the high 119.40s. Then we push up again, and it's pretty much an up and down from that point on until the rest of the day. So another thing we'll see here is, so this is the first break that we just talked about. Then we go up, and then we come down, and we tested the second time, right? So it's a lot of going up, coming back to this channel test, going up, coming back to this channel test. Now, I've talked about this multiple times, and as cliche as it sounds, the third time is a charm. So that's something to look out for, right? If a stock is knocking up against something once, twice, it might break through the third time. Doesn't have to happen, but just something to kind of watch out for. Sure enough, that's what happened here. So touch it right there, touch it right there, third time, boom, we break through it. But don't worry, the lowest we made was 118.71. Able to make it above the channel, below the channel, above the channel, and then closing strong. That's something that, we haven't seen for a while now. We always sell off into the close. So the fact that it continued riding up for the last hour, didn't really sell off, was a great sign. And I know I just talked a lot about what happened just today, right? But that's sort of things that I'm looking out for, and I'm kind of waiting to see if, whether we can break through, or whether we can hold VWAP, or whether we can hold the 119 channel. So if you're someone who's actively, looking at Apple as well, hopefully some of that is helpful to you, and you can kind of, use that as you, look at Apple. So let's take a look at some of the other indexes. NASDAQ was up about 2%. The Dow was down 40 points. It's up 48 points after hours, so basically flat. And then S&P was up $2.63, which is 0.74%, and up another 73 cents after hours. So great day overall for the markets in terms of the S&P and NASDAQ. But what I see is, Apple is up $3.52, which is 3%. The NASDAQ is up 2%. So as we kind of talked about earlier this week, we're starting to see that rally in the tech stocks as we were sort of expecting or waiting for rather. As you know, earlier with the vaccine news, a lot of people started investing in companies that had been sort of depressed during the whole COVID situation, such as airlines, cruises, hotels, all that. But tech is sort of seeing a rally again. So now let's transition into the daily chart and we'll kind of see what could happen next. And I have a lot of lines here. I think I've explained most of them in my videos, but the ones that I want to focus on for today are the 4 horizontal lines. And those are the 119, the 117, 113 down there, and then 120, 150 up there. So yesterday we were talking about not being able to break into the not being able to close over the 117. And so we had talked about, okay, we need to capture 117 and hold 117, right? So yesterday we were able to go into 117, as you can see by the candle right there, but we couldn't really hold 117. So today we were able to not only capture 117, but we were able to go above 119 and then hold 119. The significance of these lines, right, I've explained it a bunch of times, but if we go back about a month or so and kind of check out how the stock has done during those times, it's typically taken the time to consolidate around those times, or it's held up as, either good support, good resistance. I've talked about it a lot already, so I'm not gonna go over it again, but that's how, if you're wondering, hey, where'd you get those lines? That's sort of how we got to those lines. So what is going to happen? I don't know what's going to happen. That's me being 100% honest. Anyone who says otherwise is probably lying to you. But what I can share is how we can sort of determine if the stock is going to go up or down based on how it's going to do in any given day. For example, tomorrow, let's say, on the downside, right? Because we have to look at both sides. If we lose this 119, the next level to look out for is the 117. The next level after that to look out for is the low for yesterday, which is 114.13. And then it's this horizontal line of support. That's 4 numbers right there, right? I don't know if any of them none of them have to hold, right? But those are the numbers that I personally would be watching out for if the stock were to go down tomorrow. If the stock were to push up tomorrow, assuming we can hold the 119s, then I want to see it pushing towards this 120, 150 level, which will take us to the, pretty close to where we were 2 days ago. And the high for that day was 121.99. So after we break 120, 150, I want to take out the highs for 2 days ago, which is at 121.99. So basically hitting 122. Which will take us to the highest point the stock has been since early or mid-October. The points after that would be the high of this day, which is like next resistance now, which is 123, and then we've got this 125.39. So if we go up 120, 150, 122, 123.03, 125.39, those are the points that I will be watching out for. Taking a look at some of our moving averages and EMA indicators like we like to find out more support and more resistance. What we see here is both of our moving average 50 and 20-day moving average are at 115, so 115.36 and 115.58. And what that basically means, right, is the numbers that I had sort of talked about, right? If we lose 119, then it's 117, 114 from yesterday and 113. Add 115 in there, right? So between 117 and the low for yesterday, which is 114, we've got the moving averages at 115, right? So just another number to look out for. And then we've got the EMA, so the numbers are going to be right here for those of you that might be a little new to my channel, but I'll look at the same EMAs every day. 116.44, 115.72, 115.43, 113, and 109. Again, those could hold as support as well. So if we fall below 117, we've got a lot of EMAs before it gets to the low point of yesterday in the 114s. So just something to keep in mind. I know I'm throwing a lot of numbers at you guys, but just want to share kind of what I'm looking out for as I do Apple, as I trade Apple on a daily basis. I am long-term bullish on Apple, but a lot of the times I'm watching these numbers to see, okay, if we are breaking through like today, right? If we can go up, not only capture 117 but also capture 119, that's a bullish day for Apple, right? If you're someone who trades Apple on a daily basis, right? Today was a good day for Apple because you could have bought calls, you could have bought covered puts, you could have done vertical put spreads, whatever, right? So that's sort of what my trading method is. I'm long-term bullish on Apple, but I like to use these numbers that I kind of just shared with you guys to figure out if I'm going to be taking any new trades on Apple based on whether or not I think it's going to go up or down in the short term. No one has a magic wand, so no one can just tell you, hey, it's going to go up for sure. Weird things have happened. We've gone up during the election and we've gone down during Apple's event. We've gone down after crazy earnings. So anything can happen, but how it's trading sort of during the day tells me if I'm bullish or bearish short term on Apple. So hope you guys found that helpful. If you did, drop a like, comment down below. I'd love to hear from you guys. If there's anything I covered that might be confusing to you, or if you have different views on Apple, let me know down in the comment section below. And I'd love to chat with you guys down there. Let's remember to be a bit better every single day, and until next time.